who first faced the threat of Africa's extinction, the threat of perishing, the first people to realize that lack of unity, lack of Pan-Africanism was causing them to face an existential danger. These were the slaves who were being captured. The slaves in the diaspora who were on the plantations, on hard labor. They realized very much that there had been a mistake of balkanizing Africa, of disunity in Africa, and Africans had not worked together to defeat slave trade. So they started organizing for their own survival, and the spirit of Pan-Africanism, as they thought about home, as they thought about the African chiefs who had failed to unite their people against the existential danger of slave trade, as they thought about all that, they resolved that the African people needed to unite. You know, fast forward, that slave trade paved the way for Africa's colonization. And the African people who united, like those who were in the area today called Ethiopia, then Abyssinia, they united together and defeated the enemy, the Italian colonial attempt. However, the rest of the other African countries didn't, and they became colonized, and that paved the way for a lot of suffering, a lot of oppression, death, mass deaths like those that happened in Congo, in Angola, in Tanzania, and in many other parts of the country. Now, learning from the disunity that caused all those problems, Africans in the diaspora who faced the threats of racism, the threats of extinction more than those who were in Africa, started mobilizing. And that paved the way for the Pan African Conference, which paved the way for the 8 Pan African Congresses that have happened. Significant of those Pan African Congress was the Pan African Congress, the 4th one, which happened in Manchester in 1945, which was dominated by the African liberation and freedom fighters. And it is this one that also laid down the plan, the charter that resulted in the full liberation of Africa and the independence of all African countries as we have them today, save for the Sahrawi Republic, which needs also to be free, liberated, so that they can get self-determination. So, lack of unity, lack of political, social, and economic integration of Africa presents a strategic threat to all Africans. And if they don't integrate, if they don't unite, they will surely perish, because previous precedents indicates that they will surely perish and they are bound to face extinction. So it is to address that strategic threat of the African people that Pan-Africans have been working tooth and nail to make sure that Africa is integrated, especially in according to the guidance of the Lagos Plan of Action, which guided that the regions of Africa should integrate first, and eventually, when East African Community, when SADC and the ECOWAS, ETL have integrated, then the whole of Africa may unite. Currently, there are challenges, but the achievements of the African liberation efforts are there to be seen. We are liberated, and increasingly the African people are rising up, realizing that unity must be accomplished. So Nkuruma's and Nyerere and President Museveni's call for Africans to unite is no longer something that can be delayed. Shukran.
All right. Mr. Simon, why is it critical for young Africans and leaders to actually revisit the same message?
Thank you very much. You know, like my brother has put it, Africans were colonized.